Good day, everyone. I'm very overwhelmed to be part of this international virtual conference on Development Education 2021, an avenue of empowering individuals who are called to be catalysts of transformation. I am Mr. Edwin Badilla, presently employed at Dilangalen National High School, located at Poblacion 1, Midsayap, Cotabato, Philippines. I proposed and wrote the manuscript of mine at Mindanao State University, located at Datu Udin Sinsuat, Maguindanao, Philippines, as part of my master's degree in language teaching. But I conducted this study of mine at Midsayap District, Midsayap North, Cotabato, Philippines. And I conducted this one to 11 secondary public schools here in Midsayap. The title of my study is The Language of the School-Based Memoranda, a Textual Analysis. Memoranda are used to keep employees informed on the latest happenings, either company-wide or in a specific department, such as when management issues a change in corporate policy, a memorandum is used to explain the change. Memorandum can be used to inform staff with updates on how project schedules are coming along or about new products or services the company is introducing. In a school context, whether a school head is planning to write to all the members of the school's faculty or seeking a formal way to communicate with one teacher, writing a memorandum is a good way to do the job. Though the topic of memo size triggers as many opinions as do conversations about politics, in general, memoranda should always be abbreviated as communication. As a school head, one should use his own judgment when he drafts language for his memorandum to teachers, keeping in mind that, in today's busy world, short is always appreciated. That is according to Cohen in 2016. Cohen also added that school heads must use the format approved by the school system or school board if the memorandum to teachers is to be sent via an internal delivery system. Cohen proposed to use these four fields to start the communication. First, the word to, followed by a colon and the names of the teacher or teachers with the specific titles. Second, the word from, followed by a colon and the name of the school head with the specific title. Next is the word date, followed by a colon and the date the memo is released. Last is the word subject, followed by a colon and a condensed summation of the topic. The sender of the memo may use the standard titling protocols by placing the word memorandum at the top of the page. It was determined by the researcher that the 11 secondary schools in Midsayap observed different formats when it comes to issuing of school-based memoranda. Furthermore, the topic was not yet subjected to any research study within the division of Cotabato Province, particularly in Midsayap context, and this prompted the researcher to pursue the study by determining the baseline data relative to the language of the school-based memoranda. As an English teacher, this prompted the researcher to conduct the study. It could not be denied that English is the lingua franca of the school instruction and business world in the Philippines, indicating the tenets of educators to communicate in a clear, comprehensive, and short but precise correspondence within educational institutions, be it private or public. This can be enhanced by the Department of Education through English language workshops, trainings, and seminars updating the teacher's knowledge, particularly the recent English word incorporated in the English language. From the results, possible intervention in line with memorandum writing can be proposed if needed. This study was conducted to determine the textual analysis of the language of the school-based memoranda in Midsayap District. Specifically, it sought to answer the following queries. First, what are the forms of the school-based memoranda adopted by the secondary school heads? Second, what is the structure of the school-based memoranda adopted by the secondary school heads? Third, what are the textual features of the language of the school-based memoranda in terms of rhetorical criticism, content analysis, interaction analysis semantics, and performance studies? And the fourth one, based on the findings, what template will be proposed to secondary school administrators? This study is anchored to communication accommodation theory developed by Giles in 1979. The theory was formulated based on the idea that certain social groups vary their style of communication in a systematically different way to other social groups. Features such as syntax or word order, morphology or word structure, vocabulary and phonology, which is speech sound usage, are typically altered in methodical manner. This observation leads to the concept of accommodation. Howard and Company in 2015 pointed out that the basis of the theory lies in the idea that people adjust or accommodate their style of speech to one another. Doing this helps the message sender gain approval from the receiver, increases efficiency in communication between both parties, and helps the sender maintain a positive social identity. This theory is concerned with the links between language, context, and identity. The researcher asked for the hard copy or soft copy of memoranda. The forms, formats, and template were noted using textual analysis. Each memorandum was rated based on the criteria specified in the statement of the problem, namely, the structure of the school-based memoranda and linguistic features such as rhetorical criticism, content analysis, interaction analysis, and performance studies. Based on the textual analysis suggested by Frey and Company in 1999, the data gathered consisting of the memoranda circulated within the respective schools included in the study. Data were analyzed textually based on 4 criteria elaborated, and they are rhetorical criticism, which is actually a persuasive force of message embedded within the text. Second, content analysis, which is actually referring to the meaning associated with the message. Third, interaction analysis, which is a manifestation of the communicator's ability to coordinate behavior with others. And the last one, performance studies, which refers the interpretation of the aesthetic richness of the text. In terms of the form and structure of the memoranda as a document under this study, this matrix was used. In the matrix, all school-based memoranda were listed in the first column. Next to it is a column for analysis on their form. and the last column is for the analysis on the structure aspect. Each school-based memorandum was analyzed individually. All the forms of supposed school-based memoranda prepared by the schools were patterned after business letters, with the exemption of Salonayan High School disclosing complete form of memoranda with the essential parts used in the study. This means that only Salonayan High School in the municipality of Midsayap, North Cotabato, used memoranda based on the conceptual model of this study. In terms of the structure of school-based memoranda, all the high schools involved in the study showed no initials, which is an essential part of the memoranda. All schools have differing headings, and the name of the issuing officers are spelled out except that of Salonayan High School. Moreover, Agriculture High School's memoranda displayed improper margining with additional affixed signature of the teachers concerned. This showed that the structure of the school-based memoranda in Midsayap district disclosed informal structure when compared to the standard structure of model memorandum. The following are the results of the study. First, in terms of the forms of the school-based memoranda, all the schools involved in the study prepared memoranda letters in the form of business letters except Salonayan High School, wherein all three sample memoranda have complete and essential parts of a memorandum based on this study. Second, this means that only one high school, which is Salonayan High School, used memoranda in its proper form in the municipality of Midsayap, North Cotabato. Based on the structure of school-based memoranda, all 11 high schools involved in the study showed no initials as well as incomplete headings, and instead of initials, the name of the issuing officers are spelled out except that of Salonayan High School. Also, Agriculture High School's memoranda displayed improper margining with additional affixed signature of the teachers concerned. This showed that the structure of school-based memoranda in Midsayap district disclosed informal structure compared to the standard structure of model memorandum. Within the context of textual analysis of the language of memoranda, textual analysis was not based on linguistics, considering that all the exhibited memoranda are written in English language. It was textually analyzed, however, through these four categories. First, rhetorical analysis. Second, content analysis. Third, interaction analysis. And fourth, performance or aesthetic studies. Based on the findings of the study, the following conclusions were drawn. First, out of 11 schools, only one high school, which is Salonayan High School, used memoranda in its proper form in the municipality of Midsayap, North Cotabato. Second, the structure of a school-based memoranda in the 11 schools of Midsayap district disclosed informal structure compared to the standard structure of a model memorandum. Third, majority of the memoranda were clear and precise and enlightening to the recipients, regardless of its forms and structures, and the message showed clarity. Some opted not to include interaction word, but the message wanted by the issuing person to convey was vivid as a picture. Based on the conclusions, the following recommendations were offered. First, the school division administrators of Midsayap North Cotabato may sponsor a seminar workshop for all the secondary school heads and teachers, emphasizing the forms and structures of formal letters, including memoranda, wherein a template should be presented so that there would be uniformity in issuing memoranda within each school, including the size of the paper that should be used. Second, school heads may consider the margins and spacing needed in writing a memorandum to serve as a model to the teachers and even to students who might take a glimpse of the said memorandum. Third, as the proponent of this research study, in answer to the fourth question posed in the statement of the problem, I highly recommend the use of the uniform template for the memorandum to be circulated within each school, and the names and affixed signatures should be confined to the attachment for a more formal and professional document. After introducing the results of this research to the cluster head of the District of Midsayap, there is an ongoing process led by the cluster head on the adaptation of the proposed format for school-based memo in the District of Midsayap. And also, there is an ongoing proposal for a seminar workshop of all secondary school heads about memorandum writing. The figure shows the model of the format of the memorandum proposed by the proponent of this study to the secondary school principals in the District of Midsayap. And these are the lists of the sources I used in the whole duration of my study. Once again, this is your research presenter, Edwin Santiago Badilla, a proud participant to this glittering assemblage of empowering and research-oriented individuals, saying and reminding us all that when you want to know what will happen tomorrow, make a research today. Thank you, and God bless everyone.